It is match day Saturday, and Austin FC are taking on Toronto FC for the first time in club history. Toronto FC are from the Eastern Conference, and Austin FC have only got one win this season against an Eastern Conference team. And ironically speaking, it was Club Football Montreal that happened back in March, in which Max Cerruti scored the clutch winning goal in a 1-0 score. So Toronto FC is the third Canadian team that Austin FC will be playing against in club history. Record shows that Austin FC's record against Canadian teams are kind of decent. 3 wins and 3 losses. 2 wins against Montreal and 1 win against Vancouver Whitecaps, but the 3 losses came straight to, or the wins were for Vancouver Whitecaps. But currently, Toronto FC are in bad form. They set last place in the Eastern Conference in 15 plays with 2 wins, 7 draws, and 4 losses. In the last 5 games with Toronto, it's been really terrible with 1 win, 1 draw, and 3 losses. The last one they got is when they beat New York City FC in a 1-0 score back in April. So for them, also, they have no wins on the road, which is basically 0 wins, 3 losses, and 3 draws, and they've been scored on 10 times while on the road. So they're going to be visiting Q2 Stadium for the first time, and Austin FC is a team that allows teams who have no wins or have not scored a goal. It's going to be really difficult because Austin FC knows to put up a good formation, a good lineup, but always have a hard time playing against last place teams. So Austin FC has to show no mercy against Toronto FC, because despite a good win against Seattle Sounders on Wednesday night, a 2-1 score, what exactly is our team going to focus on? First of all, Toronto FC's attack, they have a lot of firepower in them. So far, they've scored 13 goals in 13 games, which is basically 1 goal each game in this 2023 MLS season. 2 of these players, we've known them so much. They're from Italy, they came from the Serie A, they came from rival teams. First of all, Lorenzo Insigne, 1 goal in 7 games. Despite scoring 1 goal this season, despite his short height, he's good with creativity and speed, and he's someone who can invert from a center forward, being like a false nine or true number 9, to a left winger, because that's mostly his designated areas, being on the flank side, on the left side of the pitch. Alongside with him on the right side is his Italian teammate, comrade. It is Federico Bernardeschi, who has scored 3 goals, 2 assists in 13 games. He comes from Juventus, and Insigne came from Napoli. Fun fact about Bernardeschi is that he's great with dribbling. He's really dangerous. His shots outside are really dangerous. It's something our defense has to focus on, and Stu has to be like the sweeper keeper against Bernardeschi's shots. And about Federico, is that he likes to link up with the midfield of Toronto. So it's going to be really interesting who's going to man mark him today at Q2. And despite not having a proper striker, Toronto FC recently purchased Nashville SC player Chao Sapong on a free transfer. So hopefully both Bernardeschi and Lorenzo Insigne do more damage than what Sapong would do against Austin FC, because wingers tend to be more creative, and the number 9 right there will just be waiting there for something to happen. And for Austin FC's defense, is Julio Cascante gonna start against Toronto FC? Because remember, he's under concussion protocol, and that's why he missed out the game against Seattle Sounders. I would say to sit him out again, just in case, if he's not fully mentally and physically ready, because concussion, no matter the side effects, they can come and go. So set him out and start either a back 3 or a back 5. The back 3 was a great idea from Josh Wolf, putting Radovanovic on the left side, Vicent on the right, and Alex in the center. But the thing that was kind of the con about it is that the exposed area on the left and right side was really wide ass open. So I can say just put Lundekis on the left and John Gallagher on the right side. That way we can have a back 5 just in case if everything is going according to plan. Now for Austin FC's offense, who's going to start in the number 9? Well, Max Cerruti is out due to swelling either of his right or left knee. So I could say Gyasi Zardes gets the 2nd start in a row, and hopefully he follow up his same performance against that he got his first goal from Seattle to this match against Toronto FC. I could say maybe give an assist or provide another goal. Is this going to be the matchup for Ethan Finlay or Rodney Redes? I could say start Ethan Finlay this time and put Redis on the bench because he's going to be back from suspension. A great performance from Finley provided the goal and assist for the victory against Seattle Sounders. Start him up. Then Rigoni will get his start. Fagundes is back though, but are we going to see Fagundes starting or on the bench? It's going to be a tough decision. And also, Toronto FC's defense, let's talk about that now. They're a team that are not good on the road with 0 wins, 3 draws, and 3 losses. They got scored on 10 times, and it'd be really bad for us to give them the first road win because Austin FC has not got a win at home since March when we beat Montreal in a 1-0 score. But Toronto FC have 4 players who are injured, 3 of which were in the center back duo. Michael Bradley, Shane O'Neill, and Matt Hedges, but Matt Hedges is 50-50 maybe to start against Austin FC. But despite the injury list, there's 3 players who can provide some support for the defense of Toronto FC. One of them is right back player Richie Laryea, has 2 goals, 2 assists in 12 games. He's mostly as a right back, but he's been inverted to a center back, and just for the meantime until their injured center back players are fully ready. He has done 19 clearances, 13 interceptions, and 12 tackles. Alongside is Aimé Mabika, who has 3 out of the 4 tackles, which is basically 75% of the tackling he's done, and his passing rate is 90%. And he's a recent purchase from Inter Miami, so that's why he's right there at the moment as a center back. But one player we have to focus on is goalkeeper Sean Johnson, MLS Cup champion with New York City FC back in 2021. This man is a hell of a keeper. A good competition against Brad Stuber today at Q2. What Sean Johnson is a sweeper keeper. He is someone who can do anything from aerial, saves. He can save any with his body part or right there clutch saving moments. What he's done with Toronto so far is 5 clean sheets in 13 games. He's provided 39 out of 56 saves, which is basically 70%. And like I said, he's a sweeper keeper, so we have to be excited for this matchup of Brad Stuber and Sean Johnson. But I feel like Austin FC might get this win, a really no mercy against Toronto FC, and see how the follow-up to Seattle Sounders goes to this match. I could see a 3-0 win for Austin FC, back on winning ways at Q2. The goals from Zardes, Rigoni, and let's just say Finley gets on the score sheet again. But other than that, you guys, hope you understood this video. My name is Vanilla Mixon17, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.